The Incurious Media. As you may have noticed, things are heating up between Russia and Ukraine. If you go to any of the regular news media outlets, there seems to be a strangely incurious set of reporters and news editors. The one question on every reporter's mind, and it should be displayed on the websites of these news organizations, is what is it that Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin of Russia discussed during their video call back in December? What did they talk about? When President Biden made this video call in December with Vladimir Putin, the White House only released the first few seconds of this call. What was discussed between the two men? We were summarized the call by Biden National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. You may recall Jake Sullivan was at the center of Hillary Clinton's Russia collusion hoax. He was instrumental in setting up the federal government to investigate Donald Trump's organization with wiretaps solely to benefit the Obama-Biden administration as they left the White House. Now he's back in the White House, and we have to trust this man's word on what Biden and Putin discussed. Why doesn't any news outfit ask today what this conversation was about? Look at how the news media covered presidential meetings with Putin differently when it was with a president that the news media did not approve of or vote for. What exactly did President Donald Trump talk about with Vladimir Putin? Asks Morning Joe Scarborough of MSNBC. Trump's national security advisors warned him not to congratulate Putin. Why would President Trump have national security advisors advising MSNBC instead of advising him? At the end of January 2022, we are lurching towards war with Russia. Many Americans would like to know, do we have sound leadership in the White House? One of the selling points of a Biden administration was that Joe Biden would bring a strong, stable, diplomatic hand to the ship of state. Is that what he's done in reality? Here is a video clip from the Washington Post, Democracy Dying in Darkness. It's 52 seconds long. Watch the first 25 seconds where Biden numbly reads from a cue card summarizing what he's supposed to say about Putin and Russia.
We've had very frank discussions, Vladimir Putin and I, and the idea that NATO is not going to be united, I don't buy. I've spoken to every major NATO leader. We've had the NATO-Russian summit. We've had the OSCE has met, etc. And so I think what you're going to see is that Russia will be held accountable if it invades, and it depends on...
All right, now that's the first 25 seconds of this clip. Biden has said what was on the note card on the podium in front of him, which smarter people ordered him to say. We don't know who they are. At this point, Joe Biden looks up from the podium, and something jogs in his memory. Now remember what his audience is here. He's facing a room full of reporters from every news network. He looks up and he wants to show these reporters that he is with it. He is engaged. He's mentally sharp. He's nimble with his head. He is going to show these reporters that he's up on current events, that he knows the situation. At this point, Joe Biden says something which I don't think a lot of the news media, including Fox News, reported accurately. Listen and watch to what Biden says here.
And what it does. It's one thing if it's a minor incursion and then we end up having a fight about what to do and not do, etc. But if they actually do what they're capable...
If Russia invades Ukraine in what is deemed by the West to be a minor incursion, we may not actually have any response to Vladimir Putin or Russia, either militarily or economically. This was reported widely across several news outlets. If you watch the network news, you were never told or shown that sentence from Joe Biden, because CBS News, ABC News, NBC News, their job is to lie to their viewers. Think about what Joe Biden just said there. I believe, and this is just my personal opinion, that Joe Biden violated a national security secret with that sentence. I believe he was repeating something that was for presidential eyes only. He was given that briefing either that day or earlier in the week, and his mind is struggling to recall facts about the situation. And he revealed something that was a national security secret. That was one of the recommendations made by Joe Biden's national security advisor, possibly Jake Sullivan, maybe another alphabet agency. But Joe Biden repeated something that was solely for the consideration of the President of the United States. He was not supposed to repeat this about a minor incursion, of that being an option, of what the United States should do. He was not supposed to repeat that to either a private person in confidence. He was not supposed to repeat that to a room full of reporters in confidence. And most certainly of all, he was not supposed, under any circumstances, to state that live before the world on a presidential press conference. But that's exactly what it appears that he did. But he committed a national security crime with that sentence by repeating something that was listed for him as one of a possible set of options that he should do as President of the United States. He didn't recognize that this was something that they told him he could not repeat to the world, but he just did. We have a news media that has no curiosity about what this man is planning, and the world is in a dangerous situation right now. They send him out there to read off of a card like a freaking second grader out of elementary school. Look at this man. How did we go from a President of the United States who knows what he's doing, who is aware, who knows how to be presidential and how to be a leader? How did we go from that, which we were told Trump was evil and he was a Russian colluder, we went from that to this drone is handed a script and he looks down at the podium and reads the script. Now this is hard to hear, but this was the next day. Let's see that again.
Are you waiting on Putin to make the first move, sir?
Alright, so her question was not a stupid question. We have a stupid president. In fact, we do want to know if we have a leader who is proactive, who is leading the country, who is giving Vladimir Putin ultimatums and challenges and telling Putin this is the way it's going to be. Instead, we simply don't know what he said to Vladimir Putin, other than the first 10 seconds of their exchange back in November. Jake Sullivan and Jen Psaki can lie all day about how Joe Biden is a perfect president and everything's gone perfectly in his first year, and it's perfect. How can he control Putin if he can't even control what he's briefed about? Thank you.